All right, Sonnies, bear with me. I don't really usually do rock, but I'm going to do this bomb. This is my version. I present to you my version of Vegas Bomb by Nickleback. Oh, heading out in Egypt, me now with the crew. I tell you, me with those, this isn't easy to do. First, he climbed the mountain for God's law, and then came back with 2 tablets asking where your souls are. Enslaved people asking what you saw. Again, I'm Moses the prophet, and this is God's law. Had a staff and parted the Red Sea. Got everybody screaming, wondering how could this be? God, Jesus, oh Yahweh, kings coming to reclaim slaves. Oh no, this wishes a ghost, so forget the trumpets they blow. Oh, God. Welcome to Beaming Light. I am Danita. Beaming stands for bold and light, aware, mature, insightful, nurturing, grateful. Light stands for loving, intelligent, generous, honest, and tactful. Welcome to my channel where I talk about my personal experiences, relate them to song lyrics and song lyrics to Bible verses. I had more, but I feel like I should stick with that. I don't want to mess it up. So yes, let's get into the topic of this message. It is John Chapter 1, verse 14 through 28. It's a Vegas bomb, so get your roll on again. It's a Vegas bomb, so get your roll on. So Vegas bomb is, again, a song by Nickleback, and Get Your Roll On is a song by Big Tymers. God likes loud hype, big praise, get 'em right. So, y'all, I've been telling y'all about the spiritual warfare I have been facing, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like a lot of people are going through spiritual warfare. Even though there are times where you feel like it's not as bad as it usually is. I don't know. Something about it is just kind of like, it's different. I feel like a lot of good people are going through spiritual warfare. Y'all know, like the big Kendrick Lamar versus Drake thing that's happening right now. And Drake sued Universal. So I want to relate this to me. I guess Drake had, I haven't really done the research on it, like why, but I'm thinking, or what I've read is that he is suing Universal because he feels as if Universal is not stepping up and refuting or neglecting the claims of what Kendrick Lamar said in Not Like Us. I had to take a deep breath on that one, y'all. Sometimes you gotta exhale. I don't know. So lately, I have been experiencing like a lot of unnecessary flashing lights. I'm not sure if you understand that, like if you've seen Kanye West and Jay-Z's in Paris, right? The video, it has a seizure or epileptic warning. And it says like, this video may cause epilepsy because of the amount of flashing lights, how fast it goes, right? So I've been seeing so many flashing lights, and in this spiritual warfare journey, I have learned that some people, if they find out that you at some point in your life had a seizure, or they figure like maybe you can be triggered by a seizure, they will do that. And people do this for monetary gain and or like a level up, because the devil collects, he wants souls. So he wants to see how many souls he can get. And if you can sacrifice a good person, then that word sacrifice is going to be important later. If you could sacrifice a good person, then you may get more. You may gain more. I'm not sure if you ever heard of a goat sacrifice. Back in the day, like with Moses' law, like they used to sacrifice goats. But in today's society, I mean, I'm sure that still goes on, but when we talk about it in the culture terms, like goat sacrifice is like the greatest of all time. So how can you sacrifice like a greatest of all time to get you into a position to where you want to be? I don't know this to be true, but they say the word on the streets is that is what happened with Diddy and Biggie. It was a goat sacrifice. Or with Tupac, it was a goat sacrifice. I don't know who was behind what. I'm not going to get into that. But just to kind of give you an explanation of what that means. So, I'm sitting here thinking, and I don't think I'm a goat of anything just yet. I think I'm still like just planting seeds and watering seeds. But I'm thinking in terms of like this whole Kendrick Lamar beef, right? And y'all, I started to think about like, I'm seeing like these cars with these like really like flashing lights, and then like on my phone there's these videos that like transition. You know, I told you about how the videos will transition and go into something else, and it's like sometimes they try to embed dreams, like they try to impact your dream state. This is all like very advanced science and technology, so you will have to be a person who really understands science and tech to get that this truly happens. This is not something that is, you know, not like I'm making it up. Like, this is really happening. And this is stuff that has been studied in hospitals and used, right? How, if we can impact a person's dream state. Now, of course, whatever we use for good in society, the devil is going to take it and use it and flip it for negative, right? For the bad. So like when I see these flashing lights, and then I'm on my phone and I'll see like these videos coming up, and I feel like I'm like, all right, I'm not tripping. Like, somebody is like really trying to trigger me. And so when you are targeted because you are isolated. Maybe you're single. Maybe you don't have a lot of family. Maybe you have a lot to disperse. Maybe you have a lot, like a monetary gain or like property or something that people can take advantage of. And so some like people, the devil will really send out and target certain individuals. Or like even with me with the inheritance. So it's like they targeted me because I'm the. So if I don't talk about my story and it can cause me to have a seizure, and I pass from the seizure, and it's like, oh well, she passed from the seizure. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh well, she passed away, so like now we can't give it to her. That's the end game. So I'm just like, you know, doing research, just understanding spiritual warfare better, like just kind of getting my mind better. And I'm just like thinking about like, man, these people is like really trying to get me to seize. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, that's crazy. And for some reason, I'm looking at my timeline and Lil Wayne pops up. And I'm like, didn't Wayne have seizures? And then I'm thinking, all right. Then I'm thinking like, okay, wait, hold on. Wayne has seizures and Rick Ross has seizures. Y'all, I got deep on this research. This is going to sound nuts, but bear with me. This is my conspiracy theory. I'm looking at it, and I was just talking about a goat sacrifice. Y'all, I have at the top of this page, I don't know if you can see it. It says seizures can be triggered by flashing lights. Think of a rave, or think of it as a rave. You know, in a rave party, like, doom, 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 doom. And it happened again. I went to the car wash this morning, and I've never experienced this, but these lights kept flashing and it was colorful and bright. And I don't ever remember that in a car wash, right? And I'm like, it's like I'm in a rave. And I even told the attendant, I was like, yo, like, y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do about that, because that can cause somebody to have like a seizure. And he was like, yeah, you're not the only person that said that. Like, we've been calling. So I'm like, people gotta really think about what they're doing. So think of it as a rave, right? The rave is the party. Kendrick Lamar has, this is my connections, not saying. Kendrick Lamar has a song, Watch the Party Die. Y'all. In 2008, Static Major passed. Remember he passed? 2009, Drake released So Far to Go. 2010, Wayne went to jail and Drake was with Wayne's girl. Remember when Kendrick said that? You know, you was with Wayne's girl while he was in jail and got his face name, what he said, got his face tatted on you like a bitch apologizing, right? So Wayne is in jail, Drake is with this girl, and Drake releases Thank Me Later. Then 2011, Rick Ross starts having seizures. And then Drake releases Take Care. 2013, Wayne sees again. He has a seizure again. Drake releases Nothing Was the Same. 2014, Rick Ross has a seizure. Drake releases Rise of an Empire. 2016, Drake released Views. 2017, Lil Wayne has a seizure in Vegas. Remember, this is where Static Major, I think, did he pass in Vegas? No, this is where they shot their video. He had the connection, right? He had a seizure in Vegas. Drake releases More Life with the song Sacrifices on it. 2018, Rick Ross has a seizure. Drake releases Scorpion. 2019, Drake comes out with a mixtape called Care Package. Now, I was looking at this and I'm like, wow. Wayne in jail, thank me later. Rick Ross has a seizure. Take care. Y'all, nothing is a coincidence in life. I need y'all to stop believing in coincidences. Coincidences don't happen. Coincidences do not happen. People are very intentional in the things that they do. Now, I'm not saying that Drake is the one that's causing the seizures, but I'm thinking me and Wayne both from New Orleans. Rick Ross lived in Miami. I have an ex out there who's a physician. I wonder if anybody is like all connected, because in life everybody connects in some type of way. I never thought that. Like I told you, I was off in like la 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 land, but everything connects. Y'all, Kendrick's on to something. Kendrick is on to Drake. Drake is using this lawsuit as a way to throw smoke and mirrors. He's on to something. Some shit is off. It's off. I'm going to say it. It's off. Something, turn the TV off. Something's off with Drake. And here's how I know. I'm not going to say I don't listen to his songs. I still like some of his songs, right? But after I healed, I found myself not liking Drake as much. Like, I found myself maturing from his music. Now, Wayne or Kendrick, I start to really get more into a conscious space and understanding, right? But Drake does keep you in a pacified state. Like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm going to give you this to make you feel better for a moment. And then after that, Kendrick is like, nah, I'm going to be good to you. Like, if I consider you a friend, you a friend. Like, you be good to me, I'm going to be good to you. But the moment we don't start seeing eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if we're not on the same frequency or the same vibe, you might have to go. That's what he said. He said, I cut off my grandma if she don't see how I see it. I like, that's real. I respect it. Respect. Y'all, I cannot, when I started to look at this, I was like, this is wild. And the fact that I'm experiencing someone trying to trigger a seizure, and I already know who's behind mine. Someone who's supposed to have a lot of information in science and technology. I won't say his name. Big Tuna. The BG, just flip it. No, not BG the rapper, but flip those initials. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody connects. In 2010, wait, when did I move out there? I think I moved out there 2008. I moved out to LA with a friend from Canada who was connected to a girl that was in Drake. Nico's from Drake. Nico's girlfriend. Do you know Nico from OVO? His girl at the time, I don't know if they still together. I don't know the situation. I don't talk to them. His girl at the time came and visited us. I might be like, she is really reaching, but I just want to make sure that you understand that it connects. His girl came in and visited us, and I was not feeling it because the girl that me and her were roommates, she like had her husband staying in there, and I was like paying half the rent. And I'm like, and now you're going to have a visitor come? I just wasn't feeling it. But, you know, she came. She was really sweet. She brought me gifts. She was very nice. I didn't have no issue with her. It was just the fact that it's like, dang, like you already got somebody here that's not paying, and now you want to have a visitor, and we're only going to be here for a couple of months. But whatever. That was neither here nor there. But I used to tell this girl from Canada, I used to say, like, Drake is not like all that. Like, it kind of reminds me of a slow horse. And then I started singing a whole bunch of shit of slow horses on my phone. And then not too long, before like my phone was stolen, like OVO was following, or like they clicked for me to subscribe to their channel. I was like, I need to subscribe to this. Like, y'all, I was subscribing to people I never subscribed to. I deleted that one because I was like, I don't want to subscribe to OVO. But I kept Jay and Beyonce. Kendrick. But y'all, what I'm saying is like, Kendrick is definitely on to something. Something bigger is happening behind the scenes that we are not aware of. And it connects. Like, Rick Ross has a seizure and you have take care. Like, Lil Wayne goes to jail. Thank me later. What? Huh? Are you really? Sir. Certified Lover Boy. Child, you was so Let's go into our Bible verse. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld this glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. The law was given by Moses. Remember in our song Vegas Bomb. But grace and truth given by Jesus Christ. No man hath seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, Who art thou? And he confessed and denied, not but confessed, I am not the Christ. And they asked him, What then? Art thou Elias? And he said, I am not. Art thou that prophet? And he answered, No. Then said unto him, Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. Who is sending people towards you? It be people in your own camp. Who is sending them towards you to cause chaos and strife? Who sent them? What sayest thou of thyself? He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet of Esaias. And they which were sent were of the Pharisees. And then asked him and said unto him, Why baptize thou then, if thou be not that Christ, nor Elias, neither their prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you, whom ye know not. He it is, who coming after me is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I am not worthy to loose. These things were done in Bethabara, beyond Jordan, where John was baptizing. And he confessed and denied, but confessed, I am not the Christ. I like when they ask, who sent you? Who art thou? Who sent you? Who is sending people towards you? When I tell you everything connects, I mean that. It connects. And what I've learned in life so far, right? Because I'm still growing and learning. I'm not going to stop. I know more is to come in life. Lil Wayne has a seizure in Vegas and this dude releases more life. Child, I cannot. More is to come in life. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is life is divided into high consciousness, high vibration, low consciousness, low vibration. Like when you vibe with people on these frequencies, right? Now, if you are a person who vibes at a higher vibe, who has a higher level of consciousness, you are going to attract some people at the lower end of the consciousness because you're shining brighter, your light is brighter. Um, Rather, people who may vibe lower may look at people who are high vibing as bougie or sedity or whatever it is, right? If when we talk about in terms of the black community. But at the end of the day, like the goal is to get everybody on the same vibe, like on this higher vibration, this love vibration to connect with God. And when we are vibing on two different frequencies or wherever, if we're in the middle, like riding the fence on things, you have to ask people who sent you. Like what's up? Especially when someone like comes to you in a aggressive tone or with anger, or you kind of know like when people start like saying certain things in their conversations, like, okay, I know where this is going, or I know what this is about. You just know. And because you vibe at a higher consciousness, but they take that for granted. They don't think that you are really seeing what's happening, but you see it. They just don't recognize that you know. Now, I'm not saying that Drake personally did this to these people, and I'm not saying that this may or may not be connected. I feel like it is. What I'm saying is like, when you start to realize the things that you're experiencing in life and how it connects to other people's stories, some of that might be related. Those people may be connected. When I talk about how this has to involve with someone who is in the medical field, has good science background, technology background, I can only think about one person. Hey, Sona. That's it. That's the only person I can think about. And the fact that Wayne is from here, I wonder, I didn't do the research to see exactly where this happened. I know this one happened in Vegas. I'm not sure where the other one happened at. But yeah, you know, in the music business, you have to be very careful because people do sacrifice people. There are things as goat sacrifices in the entertainment industry. They do things like that. People have talked about their experience, have been very open about that. You have to be very careful. That's why they say, you know, don't sign every contract. This is the best piece of advice I can give you. Just like I ask you, or I tell you to ask who sent you, ask until you understand. Don't just accept what people tell you. My mom taught me this as a little girl. Danita, people are going to tell you a lot of things in life. And some of it may be true and some of it may be not true. But ask questions until you understand. And if they get frustrated with you asking questions, well, guess what? Something about what they're saying isn't right. And then you need to go ahead and move on. Maybe that's not a situation you need to be in. Maybe that's not something for you. But ask questions until you understand. And I think that's what people are afraid to do. Some people are afraid to ask questions until they understand. Some people feel like they just want to accept what someone is telling them because sometimes it's easy to do that. But when you do that, you vibe at a lower consciousness. Awareness, love keeps you vibing higher. When you start understanding and knowing things, knowledge is power. It gives you the ability to vibe higher. Don't just accept what somebody is telling you. Somebody hands you a bag of money and say, all you got to do is do this. You be like, well, why I got to do that? And why you want me to do that? And who I'm doing this to and why I got to do it to them? Like, well, what's going to happen if I don't do it? Like, there's like 30,000 questions that should follow. Don't just accept the norm. Don't just accept what people are telling you. Think about it. Vibe higher. Ask questions. Ask the tough questions. If people get mad at you asking tough questions, well, you know what? If we can't have a conversation about it and I can't ask questions, then it's something I can't do. And know what you're doing before. I usually like in a job interview, I would ask all the hard questions before. Like I would ask like, well, how did you come up with this rate? Well, this is my research. Like you gotta be very thorough when you're talking about contracts and getting into industries and entertainment and just different areas in life. Even if you're going to the medical field, you want to be very thorough about what you're doing. But ask questions. Ask the tough questions. And sometimes the toughest question is, who sent you? I'm sorry. I had to drop some bombs on y'all, but it was a Vegas bomb, so get your roll on. And that's Sunny Vibes on Nabby. Be like community, spread love, positivity, and light. Love, light, and positivity, I should say. Thank you, Sunnies, for bearing with me. I'm so humbled. I'm so grateful for you tuning into my channel. I haven't been getting the views, but I have been getting the views. Like when I'm out, like people recognize me. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to be recognized. I am hoping that the content I share is thought-provoking and giving you some strategies and techniques to move in your life accordingly. Let's say a prayer before we head out on be beaming light in your community. If I didn't say that, God, thank you so much for just allowing us to just open our minds for our thoughts and see how things connect in life. We know that, some things may be true, some things may not be true, but just to be open to the idea and just explore things on a deeper level, asking the tough questions. God, please give us the ability, the discernment, the confidence to ask the hard question, especially the one, who sent you? In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And on that note, I'll see you next time.